look at the different word parts that you are going to have to separate from a medical term and how we're going to break them down. So there are three main portions of any medical term. The first portion you may be looking for is the prefix. The next piece of the medical term is called the root term. The last portion of a medical term is referred to as the suffix. So a prefix is found at the very beginning of the word. In a future module, you're going to see that the word pre literally means before. A prefix helps to modify or change a word. It is often referencing a number, a location, or a time element. We're going to see in class a lot of prefixes. And when you look at the word list that has been provided with this unit, you will see that all of the prefixes have been designated with a little dash at the end. I have put an example here for you. And you can see at the end of the word hypo, you see this little dash at the end, and it's going to work very similar to this puzzle piece that you see in your top right corner. So it becomes the very beginning of a term. However, not every term we're going to look at has a prefix. This is a very common designation, but not every word has a prefix. Next, we're going to look at a root term. A root term is found in almost every word that we're going to be taking a look at. It is the main meaning of a word. It comes from the Latin or Greek, noun or a verb, and a prefix or a suffix can help modify what the root term means. But you are going to see a root term in almost every word that you see. When you look at the word list provided to you, you can see that these are written in a very clear way. And you can see in the term gastro here on your screen that it's designated at the end with this backslash and the letter O. The letter O we're going to take a look at again in a little bit, but it is often referred to as a combining vowel. And the letter O is in fact a vowel. We will see more on this later as we get into spelling rules and how we combine the different parts together. The last word part is a suffix. The suffix is found at the very end of the word, and you can see the puzzle piece here, right, would come at the end of the puzzle. It can help alter the meaning of the word, and it can do so quite significantly, as we're going to see in some of the examples later this week. As there is only one ending to a term, there is only one suffix found in the word. So as we look at how the word parts go together, you can see here, according to the puzzle pieces and all of the puzzle pieces you are going to see from here on out, that a prefix is found at the beginning. It will connect to a root term right in the center that gives the main meaning, with the suffix at the very end of the term. Let's take a look at a particular word, and we're going to look at the word hypogastric. Let's look at the different word parts that you see here. The first portion of this word is hypo with a little dash at the end, pronounced hypo. And because we see that dash at the end, we know that this portion is a prefix in this word. Next, the middle section is gastro, G-A-S-T-R, with our combining vowel of the backslash and the O. Because of that backslash and that O, we know that this is a root term. The ending of this word ends in the letters IC. And if you look at your word list, you can see that the dash comes before the IC, and it's also found at the end of the term. This helps us to determine that the IC portion of this word is in fact the suffix. Take a look at one more example. So let's take a look at a new term. a look at our next example. So here is the word cardiac. In the word cardiac, we don't have a prefix. Remember that I said that we do not need a prefix for every term. None of the letters at the beginning of this word are found on a prefix in your list. However, what we do see is that the C-A-R-D-I with our backslash and our O, and remember that is referred to as the combining vowel, okay, is a root term. And again, remember when you see the root term with a combining vowel, it is called a combining form. So that is the root portion of our word. At the end of the word, you see the letters IA, IAC. And when you see the letters AC, they start with a dash before it on your word list. In addition, it's at the very end of the word, which helps to indicate to you that you are looking at a suffix. Let's take a look at one more example so that you make sure you get the point. Third example of a word. The word is pronounced hydroencephalus. In this case, there actually is no prefix to this word again. Remember that not every word has a prefix to them, and none of the letters at the beginning of this term show up on your word list as a prefix. However, if you look at this term, there are in fact two root terms. They are hydro, which is spelled H-Y-D-R, which is the root portion with the combining vowel of the O. The second one you see on the list is encephalo, E-N-C-E-P-H-A-L, with the combining vowel of the O. It is okay to have two root terms in a medical term, and in fact you will see this quite frequently. At the end of the term, you see the letters US. If you look at the word list, you will see the US on the list with a dash in front of it. Because it comes at the end of a term, and on your word list you see the dash in front, we know that this is the suffix portion of the word.